Hey everybody. So with the loss to the Penguins last night, the hopes for the playoffs for the Montreal Canadiens are kind of have been extinguished. So even your most diehard optimistic Montreal Canadiens fan, um, you gotta at this point kind of say that they're not going to make the playoffs. It's going to be a miracle. And if you want to refer back to St. Louis's run last year, this is going to be even more of a miracle than that if the Habs make the playoffs at this point right now. So there's a lot of rumors swirling around out there about the Habs players, whether they're going to be traded, are the Habs buyers or sellers, all that kind of stuff. The latest of those rumors is Max Domi. We had a rumor not too long ago about Domi going to the Leafs, which I think was ridiculous for Kapanen. Um, the Habs were still in this magical playoff run. They still had hope. Now there's actually a very credible, making it makes a lot of sense rumor out there for Max Domi going to Minnesota. So I'm going to tell you about it, I guess, whatever I know about it. And that's right here, Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything is dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So if you're a Habs fan and you want to know more about the Habs and see Habs videos on a daily basis, subscribe and ring the notifications bell down there, and that's going to get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. While you're on the way down there, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And most important, well, second most important, is leave any comments you may have about this video, about the idea of trading Max Domi, or any other ideas you have for the Habs and what they might do at this time of the year for the trade deadline, which is coming up on the 24th. And we're talking 9 days away, so it's not far away. And who knows exactly what's going to happen. So that's why the rumors are out there. So this is a rumor for Max Domi. Now, I'm on record as saying that I really don't think they're going to trade him. But I got to admit, I, I I follow this reporter. His name is Brian Wild. He has a column called Call of the Wild. He has a podcast. He's a very sensible guy. Not that I 100% always agree with him, of course, but I really like what he has to say. And he has an article after the game last night, his column Call of the Wild. And it is not a review of the game like he usually does. He's talking about this rumor in that article. And he makes a lot of sense. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from it and then talk about it. All right, so I got it set up. Let's go to it. Okay, so there's a rumor out of Minnesota, and is being reported by the Athletics' Michael Russo. Now, the Athletic is this online. It's basically I don't know if it's all sports, but definitely hockey. They've got some really good writers. It's a very reputable place. It's come a long way since its inception. I like a lot of their writers. No, not everybody, but so this is to me is credible. The Wild need to improve. They have literally a center problem, kind of in the way Montreal did. Now, Montreal's very rich right now in centers. Minnesota's not. They've got Eric Stahl, Mikko Koivu, and Luke Kunin as their 1, 2, and 3 centers, I believe. Stahl and Koivu are 35 and 36. Kunin, I don't think, is a natural center. So they've got a problem there. And they're kind of, they have defenders to deal. They have Ryan Suter, Jared Spurgeon, Jonas Brodin, Matt Dumba, Greg Patterin, who is an ex-Hab, and Brad Hunt. I don't know much about Hunt. Spurgeon, I don't know a lot about, but I understand he's pretty good, but I don't think he gets a lot of points. We need a guy here who can move the puck. They also just acquired Kalen Addison in the trade they just made with, I don't even remember, with Pittsburgh, right, for Zucker. Now the Seattle draft, the expansion draft is coming up, and you can only protect 3 defenders. So they've got guys they need to trade. Brodin has 1 year left on his contract, but Dumba has, I think, 3 years left. So there's term with Dumba. There's not a lot with Brodin. So that's what's there. That's what they have. Montreal needs defenders. Montreal is rich in it was rich down the middle now. It's not. It's weird to say it, but they are. They're rich down the middle. We got Phil Deneau, Nick Suzuki, Max Domi, Kokanyemi, Ryan Poehling, Jake Evans, who's coming out and playing pretty well, and Nate Thompson. So this club can move centers. Now the logic here. I'm reading now from the article. The logic here, considering that both Bergevin and Guerin are shopping, cannot be ignored. In Montreal, Domi plays center, but the Habs prefer that he doesn't. Ryan Poehling prefers to play center, but the Habs prefer that he plays the wing as well. Poehling also played college at St. Cloud State, which is in rural Minnesota. I believe he is from Minnesota, born and raised, and returning there would be a natural move for him. The Habs' need for talent on defense is obviously well known. The pieces that are apparently being dangled are right-handed Matt Dumba and left-handed Jonas Brodin. Dumba is more an offensive defender who is 25 years of age and has some term left in this deal. Brodin is 26 and more defensive of the two. And the Habs have been looking for a left-handed partner for Weber since he came to Montreal. This is true. We've never found Weber a partner. Now, the downside for Brodin is he's approaching free agency in a year. So he's signed for one more year. And there are other suitors that are looking for these guys. So it's not to say that Montreal and Minnesota are obviously going to make a deal, but it makes kind of sense. So the deal for Max Domi almost makes sense. I don't want to give up on Max Domi, but we need a defender. Domi is having a drop-off year. It won't really hurt the team if you trade him, as long as you're improving the team. I know it's weird to say coming from me, but I can actually see this maybe happening. I'm not saying I'm definitely a proponent for it. I imagine it depends on what. I don't imagine you're going to get Matt Dumba straight up for Max Domi. So it depends what we also have to give up. And I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thought of having to trade Domi just so suddenly, it seems like now. I don't even have words for it. Okay, I've taken a couple of seconds to think about. This is what I think is going to happen, or may happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is what I think may happen. If Montreal decides that they're sellers and they're going to trade Petrie, Tatar, and the likes like that, I think this is a deal that makes a lot of sense, and I think this is a deal that will happen. If they're going to clean house with the way that Max Domi is playing this year, and the possibility that they can plug that hole that they have on defense with Max Domi, and they are looking at saying, we're kind of giving up on the possibility that next year we're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to wait till the following year when that pipeline is going to start to bring these kids that we have in it onto the team. Then I can see that they're going to maybe make a deal like this, and Domi could be traded. I think if they're going to decide that they're trading Tatar and Petrie and those kind of players, then that means anybody can go. We're looking at maybe one of those years remember when Scott Gomez came in for Ryan McDonough, and then we had like 5 new big time main players, and it was like a new team, and it felt weird for a little while getting used to the new players and all that. That's what's going to happen. So it's either that they're going to decide that no, we're going to build with what we've got, add and try to make the playoffs next year, or we're going to sell off and we're going to look to make the playoffs in 2, 3, 4 years, and we're looking at possibly having to go through this again. I, for one, don't want to do that. That's why I'm a proponent of not selling off and not going through. Look, we have an invested interest in these guys. We love these guys. Tatar, Petrie, even Domi after 1 year, Price, Weber. I mean, we love these guys. We're invested in them here in our hearts. You trade them away, bring in new guys. It may be good. I'm not saying it's going to be bad that down the road we're not, I get it. But then we're going through that thing again. We had Giunta as the captain and Gomez and this one, and it was weird. And this one could be even weirder because they could move a lot more players. So I'm not going to get overexcited about it. This may happen, and that's the reality, and we'll get used to it. But this is what's going on. This is what's involved with these trade rumors, in my opinion. So for me, I'm not really looking forward to seeing a brand new Habs team out there next year where we don't recognize hardly anybody's names, and we got to get used to them and blah, 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 and lose and lose and lose, and that's what we might be facing. So I thought I'd bring this to you. It's Saturday when I'm filming this in the morning after the Pittsburgh Penguin lost that kind of devastated the season. And yeah, if you like the video, give a thumbs up. And while you're on the way down there to do that, subscribe and ring the notifications bell. And that's going to get you more videos like this where I don't even know what the hell I'm saying, because I'm kind of dumbfounded about the idea of this big change, and I think it might be coming. So I guess that's my hot take for this week, is that there might be a really big change coming in 10 days, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, leave any comments you may have about what I talked about in the video, what you think might happen, how you feel about them trading away the guys that literally we've come to love and want to see play, and willing you are to go through that feeling again where you don't even know your own players on the team, and it's foreign for a while. So there you go. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it, and that's it. Peace out. Bye, y'all.